scratch through the clear coat, into the paint, down to the primer. Yeah, that's one of the worst things that can happen to your car finish. But here's the good news. You don't need to panic. You don't need to repaint. You just need the right process and avoid a few common DIY mistakes. So in this video, I'll walk you through 3 major steps to fix a deep scratch so it blends cleanly, saves you money, and avoid those ugly resprays. This method works for deep scratch and also stone chips, but only if you know how to prep, polish, and pick the right paint. So let's fix it.
By the way, I still can't believe there's over 70% of my viewers that are not subscribed. So please do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and let's get back into the video.
Step number 1, start by thoroughly washing the car, removing dirt, grime, and contaminants. This ensures that you're not gonna have dirt on the sanding step. Step number 2, decontaminate the paint if you have to. If you notice some bumps, some tar or iron on your paint, make sure to use a clay bar, use a decontamination towel, and clay the area thoroughly. Step number 3, assess the scratch with your fingernails. Run your fingernails gently across the deep scratch. If you feel it catching, it means it's deep enough that sanding will be necessary. Step number 4, sanding the scratch with 2000 grit paper. All right, so that might sound a bit crazy, but when you have such a deep scratch, it has to be done at least to round off the edge of the scratch. So you'll be starting on the right foot using 2000 grit. This is very easy to polish off, so don't panic with that sanding scratches. You can try on an old car, on a junk panel if you are really worried about it. So what you want to do is grab a sandpaper with a foam backing, just like this one. And you can get, I'm using a ceramic coating block, again with foam here. You could use a specific sanding block if you want to. Those are also available. I'll have a link down below for this. And you're gonna wrap it around and do a dozen strokes. Start with a dozen strokes across the scratch. So if this is the scratch you want to sand across, not like this. A dozen strokes. So no pressure, just hold the block and gently scrub away the scratch. So in most cases, you'll have to go to 1500 grit, but this paint is so thin that I'm not comfortable going over 2000 grit on this specific one. So here it is almost removed fully, and at the top, it's improved quite a bit, but you can feel it with your fingernails, which is never good news. So I'm gonna give this another final 2000 grit, a couple strokes, maybe a dozen strokes, and then we're gonna move up to the other sandpaper, the 3000. Be careful with the edge here. Don't want to sand too close to it. A dozen strokes and call it good. So you'll find 3-inch sandpaper and also there's a 5-inch one. Those are made to be placed on the machine, but they work just as fine by hand. So 2000 grit is fine enough to go after deep defects while being safe and not remove too much clear coat. Then wrap around your 3000 grit sandpaper. You don't need a whole lot of water, just small amount is good enough. Now next, sand with 3000 grit, double amount of strokes with this one and go a little bit wider in that sanded area. This is gonna refine the 2000 grit. Since this sandpaper has a foam backing and I'm using a soft block with a foam backing as well, that's gonna make sure we don't remove texture, meaning we're not gonna change the orange peel, so that this repair blends really well with the rest of the paint. Okay, you see that milky, foamy type of look, that's a sign that you remove clear coat. Now when I'm done with the 3000 grit, I know there's still the scratch, we can still see it because the scratch is through the paint, through the clear coat. The white spot is only the primer that is just behind. So for this step now, don't worry, we're getting there. For this, I'm gonna use my rotary polisher with a wool pad. I'll have the links for that. So use a wool pad, and I was using my Menzerna Cut Force Pro as the compound. You can use another compound that you can find at the store. It does matter, but use what you have. I like to use this specific product. Very powerful, very easy to work with. To refine it even more, I'm using a dual action machine. You can use your rotary or any machine for that matter. If you don't have a machine, I highly recommend that you invest in one. I'll have links down for the very cheap stuff. It's very useful. You never know when you're gonna use it. And under $100 nowadays, you can have a dual action machine. So after compounding with your wool pad to refine the paint even more, get a better gloss, restore the clarity at the maximum possible, I use a foam pad. This is an orange. It's called HDO from Lake Country. Don't worry, everything will be down in the description below. So the first one is, I'd say 99% gone. There's just one indentation here and there. The rest is super well polished. And that other one, we already knew that it was really, really bad. So we're gonna do a touch up to finish this off. Use a panel prep of any kind to remove the oils, the grease. Step number 8, now that the scratch is really clean, it's well prepped, it's ready to go, you can apply your paint right away. What I recommend for your paint is to use the website Jenny Color. So I'll have the brand here. I'm not affiliated with them in any case. This is just a local brand for me in my province that sells in Canada and US. You get free shipping, the product gets shipped to your door. You just enter your paint code here. Just find out your paint code in the door jambs usually, or you can just quickly Google or use ChatGPT, find out your paint code for your model. So when you order at Jenny Color, you'll get a Ziploc bag with this. And I also recommend that you grab the sanding pen. This is very useful. This is an optional step. So the optional step here is to use your sanding pen and go across slightly, gently in the scratch, making the deep scratch even more ready to accept the new paint. This is the finest tip that I've ever seen for a touch-up pen. That's why I recommend this pen all the time on one of my previous touch-up video as well. So great pen, you shake this for 1 minute. Very important to mix the paint and the clear coat very well. So when you order at Jenny Color, you'll get the clear coat and the paint already pre-mixed in there for the best stone chip paint touch-up possible. Make sure as well to use the test area. That's very important that you do a few lines on that paper sheet before going on the paint. That's gonna help prime that tip and that pen very well. Okay, now the tricky part. You don't wanna add too thick, but you're gonna have to add some and make sure it's as even as possible with the rest of that panel. So once your pen is primed up, it's ready to go, you wanna apply the paint in thin control layers, not anything that's too round, not anything that's gonna be blobbed up. The goal here is to blend, not bury. Ideally, you'll want to let that paint dry for 12 to 24 hours. It's very important because the clear coat is going to rise at the top, making that paint shiny and resistant to UV and rust. In that footage, you're gonna notice that the paint is not 100% dry, so it needs at least overnight drying time, and that's gonna make the color blend even better with the paint. Like I said, once the paint is fully dry, it's gonna change the appearance, the color is gonna be a better match after that. Now, an optional step would be to wait the 24 hours drying time period and sand the scratch once again. 2000 grit, even 15 could work, and finish off with your 3000, polish and compound a second time. That's gonna make the touch-up scratch look even flatter with the rest of the panel, making it even better. So that's an optional step, but on this Mazda specifically, the paint was really too thin to sand it a second time. Now, if you have stone chips to fix more than anything, watch this video right here.